that winter is a really excellent time to feed birds, especially the birds that come to visit your backyard. Some people buy lots of different kinds of bird feeders to put in their yard, but you can also make bird feeders with stuff that you just have lying around at home. And we're actually going to show you several different bird feeders you can make with things that you can find probably right in your kitchen. So I'm going to start by showing you how to make a bird feeder with an old milk carton. So basically what you want to do is, I'm using an X-Acto knife just because I had one, but most likely you're probably just going to have scissors, and these will work just as well. Okay? So the first thing you want to do is you're going to cut a door in each side of your milk carton. So I already have this one started here, and I'm just going to go ahead and finish cutting out my little door here. And this is so the birds will be able to get inside and have access to the bird food that you put in there. So here's a little door on one side, and then I'm going to go ahead and keep going on the other side. I'm actually going to use scissors for the last part. That makes it a little easier. Perfect. Now I have a little entry point or exit point for the bird on both sides of my milk carton here. And then the next thing I want to do is actually put a little hole underneath the door. And this is where the birds are going to perch. Yes, perfect. Thanks, Brittany. So I have a popsicle stick or a craft stick here that I can use for a perch, and I can stick it right in that hole there and push it in a little bit. Ooh. And that makes a really nice perch for the birds, right? If you have an extra long one, it might be a little wobbly, so you kind of, if you put it in the hole a little bit further, it becomes a little bit sturdier, so you can try that. If you don't have a craft stick at home, you can actually just go outside and get a stick from your yard, and that will work just as well. Birds perch naturally on sticks all the time outside, so that'll work just fine for your bird feeder. Okay? Now, I would love to spruce this up a little bit so it doesn't look just like a milk carton. So I'm actually going to go ahead and take some paint and just go ahead and start painting it. And obviously you can use whatever color you want. I really like pink, so I'm going to use pink on my bird feeder. And of course this will take a little bit to dry, and I want to let it dry before I put it outside or put any bird seed in it. So, in the meantime, we're going to show you how to make a couple other bird feeders with some stuff you might have laying around at home. Hey, Brittany.
Hey,
Here
Alicia.
we're making bird feeders.
Yeah, so we want to show our audience some different kinds of bird feeders that you can make just out of stuff you have around the house. So if you don't have like a milk carton or anything like that, and maybe you buy lemonade or juice, or in my case I had orange juice that came in a jug like this, a plastic jug is really easy to turn into a bird feeder. Cool. So that's what I'm going to do here. Now I want to make a nice shape, entrance, and exit on my jug too, just like the milk carton had holes in it. So that's important so that the birds can get into where the seed is. And I'm going to use, actually the cap is a really nice circle. So if I want to make a really nice circle shape for my birdie door, then I'm going to use that, and I'm just going to trace with a marker to get that circle. Make sure you put it kind of in the middle of the big wide part here. If I put it too close to the bottom and my hole is too close to the bottom, the seed is also going to fall out too. So I want to make sure that the hole is like at least an inch above the bottom of the container, so that there's actually, you know, room for about an inch of bird feeder, or an inch of bird seed to sit in here. So there we got one. So I will start on that for now. So once you have your shape that you're going to cut out, you need to make sure you have sharp objects. So you probably have scissors at home, and you should really get your parents' help to use them. Or we could also use some kind of knife too. Sometimes it helps to get the shape started using a knife, if I can safely do that. And then once you kind of stab into it, then you might be able to use scissors from that point. So let's see if I can do this. And remember, the circle doesn't have to stay pretty because the circle is going to be cut out of it. So I can even just cut right across here and kind of make a shape that will make it easier for me to cut out. So I'll make some slits across it. You know why it's so important that we kind of help the birds out in the winter?
I don't know, Brittany, why?
Well, for one, it's cold, and it might even be snowy too where you live, and it's going to be hard for birds to find natural sources of food when it's really cold and when there's snow everywhere too. So that is why if we can offer them some easy to find food, they're going to really, really appreciate that. All right, so we've got one hole complete. Now I'm going to make a back birdie door too.
Nice job.
Yeah. Remember to go nice and slow. You don't want to accidentally do too many scissor cuts and make a really warped shape, or you don't want to make any broken parts near the bottom where seed might leak out. So here we go. We got our 2 holes there. And then we want to get some bird seed in there. So maybe you're lucky enough to have some bird seed at home. Maybe you already have some feeders out too and you feed the birds. If not, there's lots of places that you can go and buy bird seed from. Kettle Creek is one of them, right, Alicia? We sell lots of different types of bird seed you can come and get. Or if you're only visiting the grocery store, grocery stores have them, hardware stores have them, dollar stores even sell small bags of bird seed. So it's easy to find. So here I've got this little cup of bird seed. I could choose to either put it in this hole to make it leak all the way down to the bottom, or I could just kind of go right in this way too.
Oh, wow.
So that I have some there. I can even put a little bit more in there, as you could see. I could probably fit a little bit more, but you don't need to put out too much at once, you know, especially just try to fill it every day. And our second to last step is putting the lid on it, because if this is going to hang outside, we don't want the rain to get to it from the top, or the snow. And then to hang it, you might need a piece of string. So I'm going to go ahead and cut maybe like 1.5 foot piece of string. I might even want to do this. And then you just have to make sure you use a pretty good knot. So you might want to like even triple tie the knot at the top, or experiment a little bit. Maybe you want to make your handle to go on a branch a little bit different. But actually, if I put it on a branch just like that, that should even hang pretty level too. So none of the seeds will spill out. It won't be, you know, hanging at a weird angle. So just like that, easy peasy, lemon squeezy to make a homemade bird feeder.
Awesome job, Brittany. That looks great. The birds are going to love it.
Voila!
Hey, Alicia, what are you doing?
Well, Matt. Whew. Okay, hi.
Hi.
Oh, you scared me there.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Hey, I was just about to make a bird feeder.
Can I help?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. All right. What can I do?
So, well, you can make your own feeder because today we're going to use pine cones to make bird feeders.
Ah, is anyone of these here?
Yeah, grab a pine cone.
All right.
And you know what? These I just grabbed out from the front yard, and basically they're going to be the main part of our bird feeder here.
Awesome.
So we also will need some other supplies for our bird feeders as well. First and foremost, we're going to need peanut butter. But if you're allergic to peanut butter, you can use other butters like almond butter. Just something fatty and sticky that is going to be safe for the birds and help bird seed stick to the bird feeder. So,
Okay.
Speaking of which, we're also going to need some bird seed, which I had laying around. And if you feed the birds, you'll probably have some in your house too. But if not, you can certainly head to the store and go grab some.
Right.
Then we're also going to need a string because we're going to have to hang it.
Of course.
Now,
All right.
before we get started smearing it with peanut butter, I like to get the string started first. This way, it's not so sticky when I go to hang it up. So here's a piece of string for you.
Cool.
Probably about a foot and a half. But what we're going to do is we're just going to try to kind of tie it in here around.
And the bottom part of the...
Towards the top of the feeder there would be good.
Okay.
Any way we can. And feel free to ask a parent for help trying to tie this on here. All right, make a nice knot. And it'll hang something like that. Pretty good, the birds can access it. So How
I'm
you
coming.
doing there? You're
I'm getting
coming?
there.
All right,
All
good
right.
stuff. Well, the next thing we're gonna do, once you get yours there, perfect,
All right.
great job. So I have some spoons here and some peanut butter. You're
Okay.
not allergic, are you?
I'm not allergic to
All
peanut
right,
butter.
great. So then let's get started, and we are gonna smear some peanut butter all throughout our pine cone here. And we're gonna get it in there good, because you know what, Matt? It is winter time, it's cold out, it's snowy out here in the Poconos, and that means the birds are gonna be looking for extra sources of food. So these feeders and any other feeders that you may see us make today or have outside your house are gonna be a great resource for these birds who are looking for food.
Now, I'm trying to get it inside the pine cone or just
Yeah.
on top of
Try
it.
to kind of smear it in there as best as you can.
Okay. I don't want the birds to poke their eyes out when they're trying to go after the
Oh
peanut
no,
butter.
I think they'll be able to
Okay.
work their way around it if they're hungry enough. Trust me.
All right.
All right, cool. So I've got a good amount of seed on mine here. And the next thing that we're gonna do, of course, is add some bird seed, right? So once you get a good amount on there, we're gonna take a little of the seed and we're gonna sprinkle it on and carefully pat it on our feeders there.
Okay.
And it is quite messy, so make sure you have like a little placemat down to catch any of that extra seed and peanut butter that you might use. And feel free to roll your pine cones in it and reuse any of that seed. The birds will appreciate it. All right, Mom's gonna be mad that the counter's a little bit messy, so make sure we clean that up when we're done.
Well, this is a really cool feeder. I've never actually seen a pine cone bird feeder, although I've heard of them before, so I have to
Really?
say this is the first time, and I think it's really cool.
All
I
right,
think
well
this is a cool
mine
feeder.
is all set, and let's go outside and let's get these hung up.
All right, how come my mess is bigger than yours? Is that all right?
Oh, Matt. Hi, everyone. All right, we're back with the finished product. So I actually ended up painting my bird feeder blue because the pink wasn't doing a good job at covering everything. But you can see I just gave it a little flare, made it look kind of like a cute little bird. And I did add a string so that I could hang it outside. And basically I just took my scissors and poked a hole right here on each side, and then I fed the string through and tied a knot in it at the top, so then we could hang it for the birds. And then of course, the most important step you'll need to take is to fill it with bird seed. So this little scoop like this works lovely for a bird feeder like this. And I'm gonna fill it up as much as I can. And then I will take it outside so the birds in my backyard have a really nice treat.
That looks great, and there's 2 perches on either side. It reminds me a little bit of like a dark blue penguin.
Yeah, it's really cute. I love it. And I did just want to remind everybody, if you don't have bird seed at home, you might be able to kind of make a little bird treat by some things you might have in your kitchen. So if you have leftover peanuts, some birds will like to eat just peanuts. If you have sunflower seeds, the kind that you guys would eat for a snack, those work for bird seed as well. Even if you have pieces of dried fruit, or if you have like an orange in your refrigerator, you can cut it and just leave it outside. So those kind of things are actually gonna be a really nice treat for the birds if you don't happen to have bird seed at home right now.
Yeah, I have some old trail mix in my car. I might donate that to the birds, I think.
That's a great idea, Brittany. All right, everybody. Well, we hope you enjoyed learning about how to make a bird feeder. And if you want to help the birds this winter, and if you want to watch birds this winter, because they're really beautiful and fun to watch, then please make a bird feeder and hang it outside and enjoy. Thanks for watching.
And guys, if you get any cool videos or pictures of your bird feeder with some birds on it, we would love to see them too. If you want to find us on Facebook at Kettle Creek Environmental Education Center. We're also on Instagram too. You can find us, even just email us your pictures. We love to see what you're seeing at home.